On Thursday night, the U.S. Senate approved legislation to increase defense spending. The National Defense Authorization Act passed in an 83-11 vote, clearing the way for President Joe Biden to approve the funding bill. The $858 billion plan includes a 4.6% pay increase to troops. It adds measures pushed by Texas Senator Ted Cruz to lift the military's COVID vaccine mandate for service members, and it also authorized additional funding for Taiwan and Ukraine. But the defense bill also included billions in funding for things that you wouldn't normally associate with the military. Lawmakers bundled the Water Resources Development Act into the bill, and that act approved several projects for the Army Corps of Engineers. One of those projects is a plan to protect the Texas coast from future hurricanes. It's commonly known as the Coastal Spine Project, or the Ike Dike. The multi-billion-dollar plan will build floodgates and other barriers to protect the areas around Houston and Galveston from storm surges. Texas Senator John Cornyn spoke about the importance of the project before the final vote.
In the Houston area alone, we have some of the largest concentration of refining capacity in the world, and the rest of the country depends on the fact that jet fuel, that diesel, that gasoline will be available. And if another hurricane were to wipe out Houston, like Hurricane Harvey tried to do, obviously that's something that will have an impact not just locally, not just in my state, but across the nation as a whole. I believe that after years of hard work, the Texas Coastal Spine Project has begun the long road to final construction. And I'm glad this project will be fully authorized in the Water Resources Development Act. The next step is to secure the funding to begin that lengthy construction process. And I'm eager to work with our colleagues on both sides of the aisle to make that happen.
As you heard the senator say, the bill authorizes the Ike Dike project to move forward, but Congress still has to approve the funding. It's expected to cost more than $34 billion. Much of that money will come from the federal government, but state and local governments are also expected to put billions toward that project. Shelters overwhelmed as more migrants cross the border into Texas. It's fueling new urgency to find solutions.
Eventually, if we can't get this political asylum process under control, we're going to continue to have this problem at the border.
We go in depth with one congressman's ideas for steps to happen quickly and long-term fixes. Newly released data reveals problems when it comes to Texas women dying during pregnancy or shortly after. The response to the report and how it could lead to action at the state capitol.